It's now 6:30. I call this City Council meeting of the City of Monessen to order. Could I have a roll call, please?
Councilperson Cosner,
Here.
Councilman Nestor,
Present.
Councilperson Thomas, Councilman Orchakowski,
Here.
Mayor Mosher.
Present.
Mayor, I note 4 present, 1 absent, and a quorum is noted.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to invite Bishop Bass to, from the Gates of Heaven Church of God in Christ to lead us in prayer.
Our Father, we thank you for your loving kindness and for your tender mercy to us. We thank you how you woke us up this morning and let us travel through the day without hurt or harm. We ask you now, God, as we open up this meeting, that you let your blessings be upon this meeting, that you give us grace, God, that we could hear the other fellow's point of view, and that, God, that we will treat each other with courtesy and respect. We speak blessings on the mayor, we speak blessings on the council and all the workers and leaders in our city. And God, we thank you for what you've been to us and what we know you're going to do. We understand, Lord, that some of these issues are complicated, they're complex, and not easily dealt with. But we ask you that you give our leaders grace and wisdom, that they can lead us so that our city will be better. We invoke thy blessing upon all. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You can blame it on me, but I do not have minutes from the previous session ready for everybody to start reviewing. So we're going to skip that, and we'll do them on the next meeting we have. Does the city solicitor have any report for them?
Nothing to report today.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask the city treasurer for his report if he has anything. He looks like he's looking for it right now. Would you like to give us your report?
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor, Council, and citizens of Monessen, this is my report for the month of June 2025. Garbage fees, revenue current. June, we received $8,971.75. Year to date, we received $551,868.03. Budget amount, $400,000. Delinquent fees. June, we received $9,977.93. This includes amount collected by Portnoy of $2,101.84. Year to date, delinquent $80,128.33. This includes what collected by Portnoy for $16,983.39, and penalty and interest from Portnoy $3,756.67. Budget amount was $75,000. Garbage fees collected for 2026. June, we received $14. Year to date, $2,057. Budget amount $140,000. Total, June, we received $18,963.68. Year to date, $637,810.03. Budget amount $617,500. City real estate taxes revenues. Current, June, we received $78,900.48. Year to date, $1,843,063.25. Budget amount $1,487,000. Prior years collected by the city, taxes received nothing in June. Year to date, $30,779.64. Budget amount $10,000. Subtotal year to date $1,873,842.89. Delinquent city taxes collected by Westmoreland County. This quarter, we received $89,750.75. Year-to-date, we received $138,357.80. Budget amount $250,000. Total year-to-date taxes are $2,012,200.69. Budget amount $1,747,000. Distribution is as follows. General fund year-to-date, $1,303,632.53. Budget amount $1,034,505.90. Debt service year-to-date, $353,781.54. Budget amount $280,745.60. Library year-to-date, $37,851.65. Budget amount $30,037.40. Parks year-to-date, $178,577.17. Budget amount $141,711.10. Year-to-date distribution $1,873,842.89. Budget amount $1,487,000. Miscellaneous income is as follows. Real estate transfer tax. In June, we received $12,633.79. Year-to-date, $47,804.91. Budget amount $60,000. Earned income tax. June, we received $82,989.60. Year-to-date, $393,860.18. Budget amount $651,046. Mercantile tax. June, we received $3,747.76. Year-to-date, $20,881.38. Budget amount $20,000. Local service tax. June, we received $1,148.35. Year-to-date, $38,531.66. Budget amount $72,000. Tax certification. June, we received $1,490. Year-to-date, $11,150. Budget amount $20,000. Municipal lien letters. June, we received $1,125. Year-to-date, $7,950. Budget amount $12,000. Line usage account. Unsecured payments. June, we received $1,969. Year-to-date, $2,044. Line usage fee. June, we received $71,460.66. Year-to-date, received $445,513.65. Total year-to-date line usage account, we received $447,557.65. Mayor, that concludes my report for the month of June.
Mayor, motion to accept the treasurer's report for garbage fees and city real estate tax collection report for the month of June.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes. Do you have the city controller report?
Councilman Cosner would like to
Okay,
read
very
that
good.
report.
Would you please read that for us?
Sure. The general fund CFS bank checking account, bank reconciliation of June 2025. Beginning bank balance as of May 31st, 2025, $1,649,520.02. Deposits, $400,701.89. Expenses, $390,121.99. Ending balance as of June 30th, 2025, $1,660,000. $1,660,99.92. Outstanding checks, $39,187.47. Outstanding deposits, reconcile bank to, I guess there were no deposits. Reconcile balance to bank statement, $1,620,912.45. And that's Rosalie's report.
Thank you. Does anybody have any correspondence they'd like to talk about?
No, Mayor.
At this time, I'd like to invite public comment on items related to the agenda items only. You're limited to 3 minutes.
Okay, this is Ernest Telegraphist, 29 Rex. I got all these questions. I'm gonna shoot the questions. I want the public to see how you're gonna answer them, or you're gonna just give them half answers. Number one, this motion to approve resolution to seek a multi-modal grant, $2 million from the Commonwealth Finances to make Parenti Boulevard into a trail conversion. So that means we don't got the money, we're gonna just have a motion to look for a grant. And I want that cleared. I mean, you guys are writing it up as if you're gonna, make it happen. Okay, now,
Do you want me to respond?
no, because then you'll eat up my 3 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Then we got, fireworks, $1,000. Who's the community donations? Where they coming from? It's coming from the city.
Not a penny.
Huh?
Not a penny.
Then what's this community donations? Where's it coming from? How come
The
you don't list
community.
the people?
The community.
What community? I know, I didn't give any. Anyway, let's go to motion, this is for Tony, I guess. Establish immediately the express purpose recipients of home loan established, I don't know, to help satisfy the mortgage lien set by the city. How's that gonna be done? I don't understand that. There's no details. How the city council now is gonna be in the mortgage business of paying off mortgages. Okay, then we go to the motion to purchase a Kabuto tractor. Now this is going to, Karen Carson, she's gonna be doing negotiations for, tractors. And this doesn't make sense. It says new equipment budget account, the remaining 5,000 when received by the redevelopment authority will be to replenish the same account. What does that mean? You guys are writing in, make-believe, fairy tales here, because you guys are not being transparent or specific. And yet you're gonna make ordinances and you're gonna pass stuff today.
Okay, your
based
3
on
minutes
what?
is up.
Where, you got the clock?
I do. Thank you.
I hope you guys answer. If they don't answer, they're making fun of you guys. That's all I'm gonna know.
Does anybody else like to make comments?
See? So we don't count.
Those are all items on the agenda and they will be discussed.
Yeah, you're gonna answer my question, don't need them.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about what's been going on around the city, this past couple of weeks. First off, the RDA, and this is part of your question that you're asking. Karen and I attended a recent meeting of the Redevelopment Authority, and I'm pleased to report that they are interested in working collaboratively with the city regarding the maintenance of RDA-owned lots. We discussed a framework where the city may assist with the mowing and general upkeep, with the RDA making a financial contribution in lieu of performing the work themselves. This partnership could streamline operations and improve neighborhood appearance while maintaining a clear distinction between ownership and liability. They also made a request that we look at sharing their insurance for liability. That becomes somewhat of an issue because of the problem that both would become subject to lawsuit should there ever be a problem. It's best that we maintain our own liability insurance. And the same is true with legal counsel. Legal counsel would have to have their allegiance to one or the other. That could result in conflict of interest many times on anything that comes along. So there's some opportunities for us to work very close together, and I'm very much looking forward to cooperative spirit between the RDA and looking forward to developing mutually beneficial ways to work together. I think it's very important to the both of us. State Road experienced emergency, and many of you are aware that I declared a local emergency Monday morning. And this is a result of something that happened, and one of the people that's in here was really instrumental in determining what was going on. As one of our employees was coming home from church, he noticed a little bobble in the car as his wife was driving. And upon further investigation, he discovered there's a hole in the middle of the road. And this road was pretty much growing before his very eyes. He notified me. We called PennDOT, we called DEP, we called everybody we could think of, trying to figure out whose responsibility for this is. It turns out that State Road is a jointly owned state road. In other words, PennDOT controls and maintains the road right up into about 200 feet before the mine subsidence that we had. And as you come around that last corner, their control runs out and it becomes entirely a matter of the city. So it became a city's problem. We called DEP, and bright and early on Monday morning, DEP shows up, takes a flashlight, looks down in the hole and says, very quickly, this is mine subsidence. They also very quickly offered to provide potential help for the city in getting this corrected. Through the emergency declaration and so forth, they came back and said, we will provide all the material required to fill this hole, but they won't take care of any of the labor associated with it. So we worked very closely together with our city engineer, with our street department and whatnot, trying to determine the best way to handle this. A 10-foot by 15-foot by 15-foot hole, which is not a small room, that was directly underneath the highway, had exposed itself on the roof, and we had to do something with this. We received, by Monday afternoon, we received some 56 tons of 2A stone for filling in this hole. In theory, it would take twice that much stone. By Tuesday morning, we had a contract with Monessen to be there, and we had DEP showing up with some number 6 stone, as I recall. This is big stone, big rocks. You know, we're talking rocks. When they unload this truck, the whole ground shakes. These are big rocks, and they unloaded this. Monessen was able to shove the rocks into the mine openings and basically seal it all up. We put in some dye in the water just to see if it ever comes out somewhere. We'll know where it came from. We'll know what transpires. And we have filled the road up the remaining way with 2A stone that was tamped down by a special tamper that Monessen had. By the time they got the end of the day on Tuesday, they had cold patch installed and the road was open again. That is amazing support from DEP, from our street department, from our contractors. I am just extremely pleased at the response we got. And the road is open as of today. We must be very lucky, though, because the contractor working on State Road today also apparently disrupted a gas line and required the shutting down the road once again. But I think that's been since resolved as well. So that's been pretty interesting. We've got lots of line usage projects that are continuing to pop up. Every time we get a storm, we find new problems. One of the problems happens to be at Fire Station number 2. Every time that it rains a hard rain, they have problems with the sewage and the storm water coming up in the drains in the garage. This is something that we got to take care of. We got Mon Valley Sewage Authority to come up with a camera. They put a camera down the center of the road and ran it all the way up to the end towards the intersection there in front of the fire station. We were running water in the fire station. We saw nothing coming out in the sewer system. Something is plugged up. We continued to work with we immediately notified P&G because they had recently done some work there. They dug up their gas lines and said, nope, it's not our problem. We did not cause the problem. And we're really at a point right now that we're trying to understand where the problem actually is. To that end, we authorized today a couple of purchase orders for a couple of the local contractors to basically cut a hole in the concrete floor in the fire station and be able to identify where those lines go to and try to identify where the problem exists. So that's ongoing. At the same time, Oneida area is a problem where we've had some stormwater and sewer issues that just continually has undermined the sidewalk in big ways, and that's just a sewer failure. We've authorized some money to be done to fix that as well. So as you continue on down, talking about the Parente Boulevard, the multimodal grant that Ernie was talking about, this is something that RVE Engineering has been working on for quite some time. And they basically have completed a grant application for the reconfiguration of Parente Boulevard. As many of you know, this 4-lane road is deteriorating and underutilized. The proposal seeks to convert it into a 2-lane road with landscape median and dedicated bike and pedestrian trails. Addressing pavement failures will also expand accessibility and recreational opportunities. This is an application that we are making. The motion that's on the agenda today is to authorize the making of that motion. That's all it is. We don't know that we're gonna get the money, but you don't get it if you don't try, and that's what this is. If you continue on down, Karen and I attended a meeting with, can I just say that? Yeah. Oh, last but not least, we held a meeting this morning with the U.S. Corps of Army Engineers. This is in relationship to the boat launch. They have gone back in their records and they have determined that back in 1991 and 1992, the boat launch was basically unused. It was just a dirt road that led to nowhere. It was problematic. But nonetheless, they approved it at that time for a project. So here we are 30 years later, 34, 35 years later, and they have said that project is approved. They will come back and fix the boat launch in lieu of the fact that it is not long enough to allow for big boats to be launched from that boat launch. It's unclear whether they'll take care of the fishing dock, and they absolutely will not talk to us about the barge problem that we have there. That's an entirely separate issue and something that we're also working on. But nonetheless, I think that's very positive that we have some movement with that particular project, and understand that this will take time. Right now, the problem is the solicitor between the city and the U.S. Corps of Army Engineers need to resolve exactly ownership and so forth of the boat launch. It's got to go through environmental assessment. By the time they get all this done and start moving along, we're talking about fall. By the time we get the engineering done, we get everything lined up, it's going to be Memorial Day of next year before we have the boat launch fully functional. So that's the timeline that we're looking at there. With that said, would you like to read my motions?
Oh, sure. Okay, motion to approve waiver fees for the upcoming Deacon Marvis 3-on-3 basketball tournament at 9th Street Park on July 26th.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to approve waiver of fees for the upcoming Lions Club annual steak fry to be held at the Herman Mahalich Boat Launch Pavilion on August 7th, 2025.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to approve Xerox copier / printer equipment for City Hall and the police station, supporting color copying at the police station and City Hall, and the move of the current black and white Xerox machine on the first floor to the second floor for use in networking printing functions at a cost of per month. What's the cost?
That's as you just said, Xerox. The cost on the Xerox, you have that handy?
Yep.
I think it's right there.
$529.62.
$529.64.
62.
Just a point of interest, and I'm not saying this one way or the other, but I think that we should discuss what this really means. We have gone out on a request for bid, and we got back several different responses, but two of the responses really shined quite brightly. They both offered unlimited free printing. All we have to pay for is the paper. Normally, when you lease a printing machine, you pay for toner, you pay for all kinds of things, service and so forth. This is both of them offered a outstanding deal of unlimited copies. They don't care whether it's color or black and white. That's an amazing deal. Above and beyond that, Xerox also made the outstanding offer of saying they'll take this printer that we have here and move it upstairs, which, has a lot of value to it. But it's outside the domain of what we said that we were really looking for on the RFQ. That's not to say it's not a good deal, but that's one of the things that they offered. I'm interested in understanding what other people are interested in. The Toshiba could potentially save us, as much as $70 a month, but $70 a month means we wouldn't have a printer upstairs. Does council have any suggestions of how they feel about this? I think both of them are justifiable, both of them are viable solutions, both of them are dramatically cheaper than what we're paying right now on our existing black and white copier. So there is, good motivation for us to move forward. It's just. Does anybody have any feelings one way or the other? What's your feelings?
I've gone through all this, I did all this, I'm letting everybody else say something, cause I've already.
And I've said my piece. The bottom line is,
I'm sorry? Due to the fact that the machine here can go upstairs and get added for $10, Xerox.
does anybody have any objections to that?
Now, let's be clear about something though.
Okay.
And let's be very clear about something. This is gonna take away 90% of the inkjet printers in this building. No, we're taking them away. We're not gonna put an inkjet and not gonna put a Xerox machine together and waste time and money and expenses.
And right now I don't have a copier or printer in my office, so that really means nothing to me. But I do think that it's important that there are a couple functions within the city that require their own printer.
Name one.
The treasury, and the controller, or the clerk, and the payroll.
The
And-
treasury's gonna Amy's gonna keep what they have down there because of what they need to do.
Okay.
That's a totally different option. But as far as everybody else is concerned, I have a hard time telling, you convincing me that we need inkjet printer here or there and we have a copier we're paying. It's a multi-page copier tray, which means load up and assign the trays what you're going to assign and be done with it.
Right, but there are some applications that just, I'm concerned with.
Name one.
Checks?
Checks can go in, they can get loaded and they can get printed when she wants to print them.
So she comes downstairs every time to change checks when she goes between one fund to another fund to a different fund. And she does different funds because we've broken up things like.
She's still hitting that little key that says print every time, so it doesn't make it.
Oh, but it does. She has to go run downstairs and put different checks in the
Why
drawer.
does she have to run downstairs? Why can't she use the one upstairs that they've been using?
Because that doesn't work that way.
Does
It's
that
gonna be on
need
the-
color function? That's the only question
No,
we
it
had on the
doesn't-
checks.
yeah.
Does that require the color function?
It doesn't require color on the
No.
checks,
It
but.
doesn't I mean, I've talked to Linda about this before, that we have, as I just signed here, we have 4 or 5 different background color checks. We don't need that. We can just have a simple, plain check for everything and be done with it. We don't need this pocket that has this color check, this department has a flag on it, this department, we don't need that.
Well, the motion right now is to get a printer. It's not
Right.
to restrict the other ones, and I think that we ought to keep our focus on that at this time.
I agree with you.
Do you have any feeling one way or the
Well,
other?
I was just gonna say, I'm here a couple days a week, and when I print stuff, I have to come down here and get it. And sometimes when you come down here and get it, what you've copied, other people are using this copier, I can't even find what I've printed. So having it up there, I could go 2 seconds over there and get what I've printed.
Well,
Yeah, occasionally, I don't
You and
do
I are the
much.
two people up there
Yeah.
that don't have printers in their office.
Right, and it would be very handy, it would be time saving for people to have to come down here and do it.
But we also wanna change the way you print too. And that is, there are gonna be security on the printers that you have to put in a 4-digit code that's assigned to you for your job to get printed.
And that's
Which
on the
means you
downstairs
could
printer.
That's on the upstairs too. You can do it on all of them. It's just software, and all it's gonna require is to be set up as Xerox, and they can do that free of charge, they said. And on top of that, you can print in the morning and don't walk till you come down here right before you leave and just put your code in and print.
Well, as I said, I really don't care one way or the other. I have no problem going with the Xerox. The only concern that I have is that it is $70 a month more expensive than the Toshiba that we did go out for a formal RFQ. if you follow the law that says that you're gonna do the lowest cost qualified vendor, it would be Toshiba. If you use reasoning and say we get better value out of the Xerox, then it would be Xerox. So, I don't know that, I think both of them would be problematic. If we wanna go Xerox, then let's put the number in there that the Xerox is, which was how much?
$529.62
Okay,
per month.
is there a second to that motion?
I think it was already seconded, Mayor.
Oh, second, this
Yeah, you asked-
discussion,
yeah, you
okay.
asked discussion.
So call the roll then.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski.
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Thank God, thank God.
Go ahead, continue.
Oh, that's me. Motion to approve participation in the stamp program within the Department of Community and Economic Development of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and all related contracts for both the program participation and the approval of Martinac Planning LLC as the implementing consultant for the project.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions?
Yeah, I got a problem with this thing. And someone explained to me all related contracts. Yeah. All related what contracts?
The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania contract and the approval of the Martinac Planning contract would be the two contracts.
So the first one is the STEP program.
And then anything that we would be able to procure in the future for monies coming in under the stamp.
But those would be,
related.
those would be after we have
Yeah.
public discussion
Right,
and I would
absolutely.
think that we'd have public council voting on it and
Right.
everything else.
This is just for those two at this point.
So this is the $75,000 for the STEP program.
No, this is, how much is stamp?
Our share is 6,700 and change, and it's 65,000 total of
Right.
contract.
This is one that we
This is
paid
that.
$1
The
for every
75 is not
$9
on
that
the
they
pa-
were.
I thought the one that was for the 6,000 that we had to kick in was for Martinac.
No, that's, well,
Martinac
Martinac is the consultant that is going to be working with the stamp program.
He's the consultant for that.
There's two different projects, and we're not talking about the other one yet.
No.
The stamp program is one that we agreed to enter into back in February. We put out an RFQ for proposals. Dennis Martinac was the only one that responded to it. We've had presentations in here several times. The stamp program is a program that replaces the early intervention program. It is not the same thing whatsoever. Basically, we've had testimony about other communities that have been in the stamp program. It's now time that we act upon it and get moving with this program. Otherwise, we are wasting our time.
But there's two grants out there. One
This
was
is only one of them that we're talking about. This is only the stamp program. The other one, the LSA, we've not gotten a contract from him yet for us to review.
Who's he?
Dennis Martinac or anybody else.
For anybody.
So this is the $65,000 one that
Yes.
has a $6,000 match.
Yes.
The $75,000 one hasn't even been proposed yet, but that's from the state.
That's for
That's
that's an LSA.
Both.
That's, yes.
They're both state oriented.
So what is the motion approving?
Approving using Dennis Martinac and moving forward with the stamp program. He will start holding his public meetings. He will start coming in here offering options for us.
I have a quick question for our solicitor. And that is, should then, if this is for Mr. Martinac to do the $65,000 stamp program, as said, should the motion not reflect the amount that he's approved for? Because this is pretty wide open. I'm not comfortable with that.
Well, he's approved for we're approving the $65,000 stamp program.
I understand that, but I'm asking her, should that be part of the motion stating exactly how much it is? So there's no, oops.
The motion certainly could contain that.
Okay, so I would feel more comfortable if the motion had a dollar figure attached to it that stated that it's not to, I guess my way I would say it is not to exceed $65,000.
Well, that's the given.
Yeah, you can't, it's impossible.
You can't.
It's impossible.
That's the amount that is given, we have a match for it.
I've been on council for over 8 years.
Okay, so let's
I've seen the
modify it here.
impossible.
Motion to approve the participation
Pardon
in
me?
stamp program.
I've seen the impossible.
Let's modify the motion here and see if we can come up with something that works for everybody. Motion to approve the participation in the stamp program within the Department of Community and Economic Development of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and all related contracts up to the $65,000 limit of the stamp program for both the participation and approval of Martin Act Planning LLC and the implementation of the, as the implementing consultant for the project. Does that make more sense?
That makes more sense to me because it spells it out.
Okay. I have no problem with that.
That's perfect.
I like that. Was there a second?
Second.
Call roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Okay, motion to approve resolution to seek a multimodal grant in the amount of $2 million from the Commonwealth Financing Authority to be utilized for the Parenti Boulevard Road to Trail Conversion Project, pending final review of the solicitor of the city of Monessen.
Is there a second? I'll second that, since she made the motion. Let's talk about that a little bit and what that really means.
Yes.
First off, RVE came to the city, some time back when we started working with them. And they said that, everybody said they need to be doing grants. They came back and said, well, we'll be more than happy to do grants, but you have to pay us to do engineering fees to prepare the grants. Wait a second, be quiet. Be quiet. Shut up. Be quiet. So in any event, it turns out that there is nobody in the state that will do grants as a percentage of the grant. In fact, that turns out to be illegal from the best I can tell. That doesn't mean that grants don't have administration fees that people who write grants might end up controlling. But anyway, the long and short of it is there's two things that have been bothering council for some time. We get constant complaints about our roads. One of the roads that we have roads being repaired all over the place through our contractors for the water company and the gas company, CDBG. There's numerous roads that have been paved and are being paved even as we speak right now. But there are some roads that are just too monster for us to even think about. The Parenti Boulevard, to come up with something that would be a $2 million renovation to Parenti, even if you said it was $1 million, would be a multi-year CDBG commitment. We'd have to take all the resources we get from CDBG, not do any of the other activities that we do, the demolitions, the other roads that we take care of, and concentrate all the funds on that in order to get it done. So I asked RVE, and I've made this very public to everybody, to prepare two quotes at no cost to the city, 2 proposals. The only stipulation is that when it comes to the engineering for those projects, they would get the engineering for those projects. The 2 projects that they came back with one was Parenti, the other was the boat launch. And the boat launch has many more complications due to the construction of it, the barges, the whatnot. And bottom line is he's working on grants for both of these projects. He came to us Tuesday of this week and said, I've got a grant application ready to go. This grant has to be applied for by the 31st of this year, if you want to apply for it this year. If you want to wait till next year, you can delay it and present it next year.
Okay, stop. 31st of what?
This month.
You said this year.
This month, I'm sorry. I get tongue twisted.
I just wanna be sure
That's
what we're
fine.
talking about.
That's fine. It has to be applied by the end of this month. We can say no to this, and we can delay this for another year if that you want. But the whole point of this is a state-funded Safe Streets for All program that is multimodal in nature. In other words, they're not interested in paving streets if there's not a multimodal component to it. This is something that they have said they want to promote, Safe Streets for All, where they have bicycle paths, walking paths, and paths for cars. So that's what the multimodal part of this is. If you wanna, if you.
My problem, Mayor, is, for one, it hasn't been up to public comment.
That's right.
This
But
wasn't.
this is application, we can have all the public comment you want about
I
it.
get that, Mayor, but please, if I may.
Mhm.
For one, we've been complaining about this has not been up to a work session. Two, if you look in the papers, it says $3 million and not $2 million.
Right, he went back and
So if you look
revised it
at
to $2
that,
million.
Also, to me, it seems more of a glamour project. You got streets like Leeds that look like trash.
But that project will not apply to those.
I get that, but there has to be something else there that's better. Ernie! You've got streets like Graham, Leeds, Nash, Third. Ernie, thank you, but please, you mind? They're more treacherous than Perenni Boulevard.
Right.
This, to me, just comes off as a glamour project.
Well, it comes off as a project that a lot of people use on Prenti because it is a
But
major
Perenni
artery.
is not as bad as the streets I've named. Perenni's really not that bad. I mean, it
Oh,
sucks, but it's not that bad compared to other streets where people have to open up their doors and look at it every day.
Right, and if you'll notice later on, we're gonna be doing some of those streets that you just talked about. We're motion to approve Columbus and Scenic Avenue. We have a paving fund that we can do.
Council never talked about this, just glaringly in a conversation.
Fine, let's put it off for a year, I don't care. But the project is a multimodal project. There's only one multimodal project I can think of in this city, and that would be Parenti.
I mean, couldn't you do that for another street?
What street are you gonna have 3 lanes wide?
Leeds?
That can't be 3
I mean,
lanes wide,
no,
that's
well-
residential. It doesn't apply to those.
But I
roads.
mean, there has to be something out there that's better than, I mean, I understand you want Perenni done, but.
No,
I mean,
I'm saying that we have an opportunity to apply for a multimodal project. The only street that I'm aware of that is capable of being multimodal is Parenti. None of the other streets are designed wide enough to support bicycle paths and pedestrian paths and traffic simultaneously without being a problem.
But do we have to go through a multi-mode grant to fix some of the streets that have to stay?
No, we can have other grants for those other streets, and we
So
have.
then why are we having the engineer focusing on Perenni when then we should
No,
be
he-
focusing
he-
on someone that walks out their door and figures out,
We-
oh man, my wheel on my tire is destroyed because I drove home from work and I hit one of our famous potholes.
One of the interesting things about Monessen is that our infrastructure is quite old. They've been replacing gas lines and water lines throughout the city. And those, every time that they do that, they're replacing lead lines and various problems.
Aren't they supposed to be putting a water tank eventually on Perenni? So wouldn't we go through all this work of getting Perenni done and then it's gonna be torn back up?
No, it won't. This would be, the
Well,
Safe Street for All would be much later than that, and it would not interfere with that at all anyway.
Well, we don't know when they're gonna put the tank in yet because they've been deliberating it with their engineer. So
Right.
that could happen right at the same time that
7
project's
years.
happening.
Then we don't do the project. We can always say no.
I just believe it's just a glamour project, Mayor. I
Well,
apologize.
if you don't wanna do
And-
the project, we'll delay it. That's the problem.
And the streets are busy with parks, trying to keep up grass in the ball fields. They don't need to be doing a whole frickin' stretch on both sides trying to cut grass also. I have a problem with that. I have a problem that we didn't know much about it. What I really have a problem is I hope this wasn't our one freebie from RVE to do some
They
grant work.
haven't submitted this one yet, so it doesn't count yet. They can continue working, but then this particular grant application can be reapplied for next year, should we
I'd
decide
rather
to.
them focus on the streets where our community lives on.
Yeah, they need to focus on grants that, even if they're $50,000, $5,000, those are little things that can make some difference. And again, and I don't know who did it, but again, I'm looking at apples to apples. This is $2 million, this is $3 million.
$3 million.
I'm sorry, if it's $3 million, then what you're going to present me and council needs to reflect and say $2 million, not $3 million.
The difference between $2 and $3 million has to do with the way that the concrete would be prepared for the road. If he prepares it the same way that they did 3rd Street and 9th Street, where they put the matting on top of it for the pavement to adhere, and they fill in all the gaps and holes that are in the concrete, the way they did on 3rd and 9th and 12th Street, then 3rd and 9th Street, excuse me, then it's $2 million. If they prepare the concrete pristine and then put the pavement on top of it, it's $3 million. That's the difference in the two numbers.
And I would hope, and this is just a comment that popped in my head right now, I would hope that if council is ever to consider a project of that scope, especially when it's streets and all that, that the RVE, okay, engineers are standing there and explaining to us 100% and everybody else what the project is and how it's gonna be, so if we had questions, we'd ask them.
Very good. Like I said, I have no problem if we delay this, but I want people in the city to understand that we had the opportunity to improve Parente at no cost to the city, and council turned it down.
Okay, turn it down.
Council, I'm gonna turn it down, I don't care.
Okay, fine.
Can I make a comment?
You may.
I was been thinking a lot about this and about all the buildings that Monessen owns and all the projects that we've done in the past. In 2012, I believe it was, we took out a big loan for the library and a lot of other things. And that was good for the time, but it doesn't look like we look at sustainability of some of these things that we do. And I was thinking there's so many nice things we could do, but my first thought is let's take care of those things that we have now and get them up to speed. I went through every building we owned, and I have a whole list of things, if I had a lot of money, that I would like to see them fixed
Okay.
before we get into another project. And this is wonderful, but I would like to see this whole room filled with people telling me that they really want this and they're gonna use it.
That's the reason why we have the stamp program and so forth, in order to lead us down those paths.
Yeah,
I
just think sustainability in the future, how are we gonna take care, like Tony said, of taking care of the grass and the bike trails and getting the equipment to do all this stuff? I think it's wonderful.
We don't even know what grass they're talking about, or bike trails or anything else.
Well, we should know though.
But I'm just saying that we have an time to make an application, and we have the chance, should we get awarded it. And there's a big difference between making an application and being awarded the grant. There's a big difference between that.
I get that, Mayor, and if we go ahead and just say yes, and we apply for the grant, then we get it, then we're.
Well, you can always change it.
We get a glamour project.
You don't have to accept it once it's offered either.
To be honest with you, Mayor, if you do go out around and tell people that we denied this project, remind them that we also complained that we have other streets to worry about. And it came out
We
of my
don't
mouth.
have grant opportunities for those other
We
streets.
haven't tried yet, we haven't looked, I think, we haven't looked, you had just had them look at something like Perenni instead of looking at somewhere that, where never mind, I'm just, you know what, Mayor, I think
We have, and we've got grants to do the other streets, and we've done other streets, that's the reason why
I
we've
think
done
it sounds like a project where someone just could put their name on it, to me, that's what it sounds like.
Okay, fine. Call the roll, and we'll just turn it down, that's fine.
Okay, we had a motion,
And I seconded.
in second, okay. Councilperson Cosner,
No.
Councilman Nestor,
Nay.
Councilman Chakowski,
No.
Mayor Mosher.
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Motion to approve waiver fees for the Herman Mahalich Boat Launch Pavilion for the City of Monessen #1 Department Family Picnic Day event to be held on September 6th, 2025.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski.
Yes.
Mayor Mosher.
Yes.
Motion to pay $1,000 from the City of Monessen Community Donations Account for the fireworks display to be held on July 26, 2025 at the Herman Mahalich Park facilities.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the
Hold
roll.
on.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, I have a comment about it, but go ahead.
Well, go ahead and make your comment.
Well, my only comment about it, I'm not against it, of course, I'm gonna say yes. The thing is, City of Monessen Community Donations Account. We don't have an account.
You do.
We do.
We do not.
We
We
in
do not have a
QuickBooks,
separate account that I've asked for that says donations.
that is,
It's in the general fund.
no,
It shouldn't be,
it's-
I just signed a check for,
It's
I-
designated as the,
it's
not a
segregated in,
separate
it's
account.
segregated in QuickBooks,
It's
and,
separated by
and that's
that.
fine.
again, I wanna be clear, in case someone thinks it's coming out of wherever it's coming out of, is I've asked this, cause I just signed a check here for $1,000 that said, paid to the city of Monessen from the city of Monessen.
Right.
And I looked at it and I go, what the hell is this? Okay, that needs to be, I'm just publicly saying, that needs to be brought up and changed. As Director of Finance, I want that changed.
Fine. The point being is, there's accounting rules that take place, this is not a separate bank account, but there are
It's
plenty
not
of.
a separate bank account, but we have separate categories for everything.
And we do, and this is
Separated out, I
separated
thought.
in that.
Seriously, Mike, it's not. I just have a list here from her about my thing I can report on.
But-
There is no list.
But it's separated out in QuickBooks as a separate account, but not a separate.
She doesn't report that as the
checking.
balance on the QuickBooks
Yeah.
account that she
And I
gives to.
said I want it reported as a separate entity, that if somebody wants to say, I'm giving $10 to the city of Monessen, it's recorded, and then that account will have $10 more in it.
Well, you would then have a separate checking account and that sort of
We
thing?
do for everything else.
We don't for printers or anything else.
What printer, what,
Well, you're doing a Xerox printer.
Comes out of general fund.
yeah, it comes
Right.
out of the general fund.
Yeah.
This is a donation. We need to make sure. Jerry, can I have your professional opinion on this, please?
On what?
Being that I'm adamant that if someone comes in and gives a donation to Amy or something from the, and says, I'd like to donate $20 to the city of Monessen,
Right.
that should be categorized
As a donation.
as a donation strictly, not
Yes.
goes in the general account or nothing else, because
But
someone
where are you
might-
gonna put it?
Just gonna put it in like we have all the rest of the accounts.
Such as.
I just want it moved out of the general to something else, not something you have to do.
Then that fund has to be created,
Okay,
where it has to go on a donation.
okay,
That's my opinion.
okay, thanks.
Fine, call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to pave Columbus and Scenic Boulevard, I think, is it?
Yeah, it's probably a boulevard, not an
Coupled with
avenue.
Scenery Boulevard, coupled with a section of Grand Boulevard between Bart's Auto and Rick's Polishing pending receipt of funds from PNG.
Is there a second?
Second.
I wanna make a change to this motion before we can go further. This needs to be a motion to advertise to develop specs and have WEC advertise for quotes for the paving of Columbus and Scenic Boulevard coupled with a section of Grand Boulevard between Bart's and Rick's. We don't have a price, this is just the advertising for the,
Where is this? I'm looking at Bart sitting here, and I'm sitting, Rick's is sitting right here, and there's just,
a little bitty stretch,
and there's a road that goes up.
yeah?
What are we paving?
Just where they put,
The on-ramp onto
we're trying to fix the Grand Boulevard where they did all the construction work, and they paved patches of it
Yeah, there's
in the
a
past.
patch there that's paved in
Right,
front of
and
Rick's.
it's really, what's not paved is a mess, and that's what we're gonna fix, is the mess.
But are we going to
Only
rip up
that
what we-
little bitty stretch, only that very little bitty stretch. They'll mill
Here's what
just
that-
between the patches that they did new, and they'll pave only those little patches that they had. It's only a $30,000 project.
This is correct.
from us.
That's estimated. The point being is, this is not a motion to pave them, but rather a motion to allow WEC to go out and solicit bids to perform the bidding function.
So it could cost more than $30,000.
It could,
30,000.
could cost less too, we'll find out.
But that strip's not that, it's manageable. Again, it's nothing compared to driving on Nash.
That's fine.
So, how, and I don't have the answer to this, but I'll ask it anyways. How did we come to pick that little patch on Columbus and Scenic Avenue over something else? Is that what you're thinking on?
Yeah.
Why, how could we do that?
If you wanna suggest a different place, that's fine.
Oh, yes.
I think John has a couple in mind.
Where is $30,000?
But you don't know that. You just said
Well,
that he doesn't know.
that's what we have budgeted engineering wise to do this. If it gets to be $40,000 or $50,000, we don't have enough money to do it.
But wait a minute. This, how much of the funds from P&G are we getting? Cause that should be defined already.
It was $116,000 or there in that neighborhood.
Just for this?
Yes. And that includes the paving between Columbus and Scenic
P&G.
Boulevard.
Yeah. They're paying for it.
But, alright, I'm totally confused now, cause you just said $30,000.
That's what we think we'll have money left over to spend above and beyond getting those paved.
Oh, so you're saying the $100-some thousand is going to pave something else?
It's gonna pave Columbus and Scenic Boulevard. And we expect to have enough money left over to pave a small section of road.
Okay, I understand now. I understand now.
And this is a motion to advertise bids for paving of Columbus and Scenic Avenue coupled with a section of Grand Boulevard between Bart's Auto and Rick's Polishing pending receipt of the funds from P&G.
So why don't we just make a motion to pave, for bid, WC go out to bid for Columbus and Scenic Avenues, and
We
be ended it right there.
We could.
And then you know how much is left over, and then that can be.
Then we can utilize that somewhere, maybe somewhere else.
Well, okay, so there's some engineering reasons why they grouped it this way, and this was WEC's suggestion, because you have mobilization costs every time you do a road, and most of the cost of doing it is a lot of the cost is in mobilization. If we have them in town doing these other two roads, then that means that they can move over there and they can take care of this without having to mobilize all the way across western Pennsylvania to get here. If you just go out and say, I wanna pave a little section of Grand Boulevard, the mobilization cost would be far higher than the paving cost. Just as an example, when we looked at this little 10-foot by 10-foot square on State Road, they came back and said something on the neighborhood of $15,000. I said, that's crazy.
I would be in favor to modify the motion, is just to put out for bid from WEC, doing Columbus and Scenic Avenue, and that's it.
Well, but then we're basically wasting money when we go back and try to do something else. It precludes us from being able to do some of these other projects.
But if, as John says, which he's right, there's far more other streets in this town that could, God, $30,000 would be night and day to some people, something simple. I mean, that's not the case, because I'm sure if we have $30,000 or $50,000 left over, you might tag it on to another one that's gonna get done.
So let's come up with a road that we'd like to do, and let's make the motion to do that one. It says, you wanna do, Nash, that's fine. You wanna do Leeds, we did half of Leeds with, the gas company. Let's do the other half of Leeds.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
John?
Yeah.
Karen? I just think it makes more sense.
Okay, so this motion will be to go out for bid for Columbus and Scenic Boulevard, coupled with a section of Leeds. And we need does anybody know that section of road on the where Leeds we're talking about, 'cause Leeds goes on both sides of the hill there.
You're talking about from Sutherland to Ross Strait.
There you go.
People's gas left off of Sutherland.
Sutherland to 3rd Street Extension.
Yeah, they also went up,
Well, but we gotta keep it down to a small section where we run out of money. We can't pave the whole world on what we have left over. So it'd be the section between Sutherland and 3rd Street Extension. pending receipt of funds from P&G. Is there a second?
It all depends on how much P&G contributes.
We know how much they're gonna contribute, and we know that there's gonna be a fund out there of about $30,000. That's given. We have $30,000. That may be enough to pave leads. We can find out when we go out for bid on it. You have any suggestions?
No, it's just, was there a second on the motion?
No, we're waiting for it.
No, I don't think
No,
there
I'm
was a
looking.
second on the motion yet.
I've never seen it so
What's
hard to pave
wrong-
roads in Monessen.
What's wrong with, all right, we're making a motion to have WC advertise to pave Columbus and Scenic Avenue.
Along with leads from,
Well, wait, why can't we just leave it at that, and whatever extras there that's in the paving escrow may be needed because Marion may cost more than what we think it's going to
we've
cost.
already got that one bid out. That one's no problem.
I,
Marion and Pacific, we approved last time, I do believe.
I just strategically think it makes more sense to do one at a time and see where we are. If we don't do it, unfortunately, this year, that money's not going away. It's staying in the paving escrow and it could be used somewhere else. Or if there's an emergency, like the sinkhole.
Mhm.
Okay, we have 20 or 30,000 extra in there. And the ones that John says, and everybody probably agrees on, those are things that we need to attack with grants and everything else, and what other means we need to do.
Assuming they're available.
Absolutely, but I don't like us jumping around and all
I
this.
think that's another thing we need to ask RVE, saying it correct?
Mhm.
That they start to look for those, because we're specifically telling RVE to look at the boat launch and to look at Perenni. We didn't ask them to look for grants at, in our communities. And
Well,
that's
we
what
have, your council, we have done,
You have?
yes. A lot of them aren't available, John, at this point, but this, and the multimodal and some of the others were, but we can continue to try that, because I recognize the problem too with.
My
with
question is,
street-
what is the multimode, if let's say we did vote and we proved it, which we did not,
Right.
what's that gonna accomplish us with other streets?
It helps us with an overall paving plan with both the state and federal folks when you get into these kind of programs, that you can expand into other grant-related programs, and especially that we're a distressed municipality, work into those types of roadways and
So,
streets.
I apologize for my ignorance, you're saying that we have to go through a multimode before we even
It
get,
helps,
before we could even apply for grants for streets
No,
for.
it helps with other grants, yeah, it does, it really, but it's a start, but there are other grant programs that we can continue to try to push.
We've gotta show that we're moving forward with this city, and not just being stagnant.
But that was the impetus there, John, to try to develop a program that went into other areas based on the state and federal guidelines and what they're looking at.
But that was never even brought up in the comprehensive plan or the stamp
Sure it
program.
was.
Absolutely it was.
Absolutely it was.
Not doing perennial, putting a bike thing in it. There was nothing there.
There's
There-
all kinds of programs for paving the roads in the city of Monessen, including Parente.
Yeah, there
Absolutely.
was, yeah, but that was that impetus too, but it understood that, if we wanna wait and look at other options.
I do think that it is a mistake not combining the resources when we could bring pavers in here to do things, to do as much as we possibly can, because that drives the price down on all the projects, being when they don't have to remobilize. That is advantageous to us.
Makes sense.
It does, and that's the way it works. If we don't pave leads now, and we have that $30,000 or whatever it is that is left over, we're not gonna get a chance to pave leads again for that same money. It will cost us much more later on. You'll spend $30,000 just in mobilization before you even get to doing any construction. By by combining these, we end up with some
That's fine,
economies.
just add it, I guess, and go with it.
Okay, so again, motion to advertise the paving of Columbus and Scenic Boulevard coupled with a section of Leeds between Southern and Third Street pending receipt of funds from PNG. And I think we can even, yeah, that makes sense. Is there a second?
Second.
Any other questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes. Well, Tony, your turn.
Thank you, Mayor. Motion to pay the following
We have one
invoices.
Oh, wait, what do I have?
First reading of the ordinance of Montreal.
Oh, why is that not on mine?
No,
Yeah,
mine.
it's not on mine either.
It's not on mine either.
I'm glad you've seen that, Mike, thank you. Cause that needs to be done.
Yes.
Yes.
Motion to advertise the first reading of ordinance relative to making Mont Raver Plan one-way and reducing the speed limit to 15 miles per hour on the street. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski?
I have a question.
Okay?
I'm certainly not against it, but I have a question because I'm gonna ask the solicitor again, sorry, can't get you involved.
Oh, that's okay.
It's not on my copy, it's not on John's copy.
So,
Was it on the
the
copy that was the agenda that was advertised?
Yes.
No, I wanna know for sure, I don't
Yes.
wanna
Yes.
guess.
We could,
He's gonna go check the.
Yeah, check the door there, please.
Because if it's not, it can't be on the agenda, correct?
correct. It is on mine and I have the one that
Oh,
was.
you do have it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just got mine
Okay.
online.
But mine I pulled from.
More than messed up.
Item J.
Okay, that's all I wanted to make sure.
I'm okay.
Thank you, chief. Thank you.
Okay? We'll continue.
Thank you.
What's your vote then?
Yes,
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure.
Am I the last
We
one?
called everybody, yeah, mayor motion.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Now,
Alright.
Tony, your turn.
Yeah.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the general fund in the amount of $44,169.70.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the Parks Fund in the amount of $747.99.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the Grant Fund in the amount of $3,249.06.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the Rec Fund in the amount of $8.13.
Is there a second?
Second.
What is that $8.13?
ID something, I think it was gas.
Okay. Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoice from the Liquid Fuels Fund in the amount of $13,602.73.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the refuse account in the amount of $55,750.26.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to approve the transfer of $75,778.65 from the general fund to the payroll account.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
And I have no idea how I got this one on here, but this is gonna need an explanation. Motion to establish a program beginning immediately and lasting for 1 year for the express purposes of allowing recipients of the SPCHCD home loans established between 1987 and 2015 and the ability to satisfy the mortgage liens set by the City of Monessen through the payment of the City of Monessen in amount of 1/3, 33.3% of the outstanding balance of the mortgage.
Okay, I will try to answer questions, but I do have to exclude myself from the vote on this.
Yes, it is.
The SCP HCD Home Loans is a program that was done in 1987, long before I was around here. That was a program that consisted of two different types of programs. One of the programs was a facade program that if you lived in the house for a period of 5 years, the loan was forgiven. The other was a loan that was up to $20,000 and sometimes more than that, the best I can tell, that was paid off as a loan over a 20-year period. I'll be very frank and honest with everybody. I bought a building when I bought the building, it was claimed to be free of any liens and mortgages. And it would be somewhat of a breach of contract if I wanted to file against them, but that's beside the point. The point being is, I did a lot of research trying to figure out how did I get this loan on a piece of property that I owned. And I went through records that were in the old Leo's storage facility that are now across the street. I went through records in the basement, and they are a mess, to say the least. That there's some 120 people that borrowed money from the city back in 20, 30 years ago. And most of those people failed to make their payments. That was supposed to be a reoccurring program such that they would fund a loan, the loan would be paid back with interest and put back into a special account, that money would be re-loaned. It was a perpetual loan program. To date, we have some $12,000 in this account that's been sitting there for several years because nobody knew where this money came from. This money is what is remaining from that. There's $12,000 of money that was paid into the city. What I would like to do is offer people the ability to clear up these mortgages and remove the liens from their property at a discount rate. It will be positive to the city, and so forth. That said, I will be happy to answer any questions, but I cannot vote on this because I have one of the properties that is affected.
That's pretty transparent. Questions on, do we have a second then, since you can't abide by
I'm
this?
looking for somebody to make a second.
Oh, second.
Any questions?
Question, how many houses did you say we still have left in the city of Monessen that are on this program?
It's hard to say because the records are so sketchy. But the best I can tell, there's somewhere in the neighborhood of as many as 120 homes that may have liens associated with them. Some of the liens are invalid because they lived in the house or still living in the house and they should be removed automatically. Some of the liens may have been paid off and never released. Some of the liens may have never been paid on and are legitimate, but they're just tying up real estate and contributing to blight and everything else as a result.
So really what this boils down to is we're offering whatever their balance is on the loan.
Right.
33.3%, they pay that on their balance, it's forgiven.
That's somewhat like the garbage program that we did.
So I just wanna be clear with everybody on that.
That's all it is.
So we're not forgiving the whole.
The total, no.
No.
We're saying here's a one-time, get out of jail free, pay 33.3%, and it's done, put away. No, they're not paying nothing
They're not
anyway.
paying nothing
They're not
as it
paying a
is.
penny anyway, so this way we can at least force them to try to hopefully get a 33 and a 30. So,
I have a
so
Call the roll.
Wait, have a
Oh, there's
question.
another question, okay.
You showed me that list, and
Right.
we discussed one of the entities on that list. And there's no proof that they paid, however, we found the minutes that their organization voted to repay it all. And then I found the bank statement that reflected that amount. Would that be proof that they paid it off? Cause right now we cannot find any documentation that said, congratulations,
That is
your
the
loan
whole,
is paid off.
that is the whole problem with this program, is records are so poor in the
Yeah,
city
But I
that
have those two little pieces, I'm gonna look for something else, but
if you could find those pieces, I think
have
that
the
that,
pieces upstairs in a folder, those two pieces.
then-
Motion and a
then
Valley First.
then you can
I
get
have
the
a folder
solicitor
for you,
to release
so-
those, but
Okay,
So going forward though, does each property have to go in front of council for a motion for it
no,
to be approved?
just
Or
come
like
in
for
and pay.
Karen, well, like for Karen's situation, would that have to come in front of council for it to be?
I wouldn't think so.
No? Alright.
Okay.
Clerk?
So there's a motion,
Motion's been made and seconded, call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
yes. The mayor has to.
Mayor
abstain.
has to-
I sustain.
Abstain.
I sustain.
Oh, he has to
He
go,
has to
that's
stay.
it through
Okay.
the round robin.
Okay.
Should be.
You wanna read your balances?
My what? Oh,
The one that Ernie always leaves.
yeah, I'm sorry. Debt service fund has $781,374.16. Fire escrow has $108,698.88. General fund has $1,273,224.91. Grant fund has $154,967.79. Healthcare fund has $4,194.50. Line usage has $813,524.86. Liquid fuels has $171,832.57. Parks has $137,544.51. Payroll has $11,246.90. Rec fund has $2,388.77. Refuge account has $276,430.78. And the paving account has $154,636.60. And Mayor, that's my report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anybody have a report for Lois, for streets and parks? Okay, would you
This
please?
is the streets department report for June 2025. Picked up garbage downtown, marked PA1 calls, coal patched, cut grass, got ready for the concert in the park, and helped the parks department as needed.
Okay, is there anything else?
No.
John, would you like to give us your report?
Thank you. Honorable Mayor, members of council, administrative staff, row officers, citizens of Monessen, here is the following reports for the Public Safety Department. Police Department receipts of the month of June 2025. Following are the miscellaneous collections. The only collections we received were copies of police accident reports, which were $300. Next were court receipts for District Justice Office. Following are vehicle code fines collected, $349.51. Crime code fines collected, $187.30. City ordinance collected, $74.54. For the total receipts of Justice Office is $611.35. Total receipts collected for June 2025, $911.35. Cut off. Alright. Total citations for the month of June, 84, year to date, 411, sorry. 411. Next is code activity report for June 2025. Habitation permit 6, correction letters 36, animal complaints were 11, vermin 2, dog, miscellaneous complaints 9, health inspections 3, office meetings with residents 2, citations issued none at the moment, hearings 0, building permits 3, zoning permits 4. The following is the Monessen Municipal Fire Chief's report for June 2025. Vehicle accidents 2, medical assistance 7, automatic fire alarms 8, landing zone 1, wires down 6, carbon monoxide 6, natural gas 4, smoke investigation 3, structural fire 1, flooding 2, lightning strike 1, tree down 1, calls outside the city, automatic fire alarms for Ostraver 1, automatic fire alarms Charleroi 2, structural fire for Charleroi 1, total calls 46, total firefighters 405, firefighters per call 8.86, total man hours 425. I currently have not received a report for the Mon Valley EMS, and it's been several months already. Next, Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to accept the distribution of Narcan received from the Westmoreland County DHS Department of Communications Relations at the City Hall of Monessen at no charge to the City of Monessen.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Thank you. Mayor, before I yield the floor, I just wanna say, thank you for bringing up the Frank information, but I think going forward, we can bring it in a public light. Other than that, Mayor, I yield the floor. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
I have a question on that. And the question I would have to John is, what is going on with EMS that has no report for you?
I do know
I'm supposed to
there's
meet
a
them with
meeting
them
tomorrow.
tomorrow at 12, depending on work scheduling. I don't know, Chiefs, are you both gonna be able to make it there? Oh, also, so we'll figure out what's going on. Also another thing, Chief, Uhas, while I have you here, I wanted to bring up to attention, when is the donations for the children for school supplies? Is that this Saturday?
But this all goes into the package of making that.
So at his place at 6:30 in the morning?
18, 16.
So 12 noon, there'll be a police car that we're trying to fill up with kids' supplies.
That's their hours.
That's, okay. Alright, so yeah, from 6:30 till noon this Saturday, if you have any donations you'd like to give for kids in need for school supplies, please bring down. We're trying to fill up a police vehicle. There is also August 12th, cause we don't have a meeting around that time. There's
National Night Out.
National Night Out, and that's from,
That's from.
sorry, Chief, I don't have all, let me see if I can find it.
I think it's 5 to, because there's so many of them going around, let me go.
So, there we go, sorry about that. The Monessen Night Out, August 12th, 2025, from 5 to 8 p.m. Monessen come out to meet your local officers, firefighters, and EMTs. Local businesses and organizations will be presented to share information about the Monessen community. And that is free for the community, and it's from 5 to 8 p.m. August 12th. Because we do not have a meeting around that time, so I wanted to bring that to light. Now again, Mayor, I'll take back my time and now yield to you.
Okay, I would like to make one comment about the, Stop the Police Car. I think this is a wonderful program. If it's a success that I think it could be, it's entirely possible we could shut down 3rd Street between Schoonmaker and Donner if it becomes a congested problem. And just so
Thank you,
council's
Mayor.
aware of that. Great. Okay. Karen, your turn.
Okay, I just wanna mention that last Wednesday, we had the drive-through farmer's market down at the end of town, and I believe we gave out about 230 boxes of fresh fruits and vegetables, Mayor. It was sponsored through the food bank and Highmark Whole Care, and I think it was really nice. We had to cut it short because we're very dedicated, but when that lightning started coming down, we had to cut it off. They were fearful for our lives.
It was raining hard.
It was raining hard, but it was a lot of fun, and I think we had a lot of people drive through, so I wanted to make you aware that that happened. And then also our second concert in the park, the big bands, happened this past Sunday, and I think it went really well. We had a number of vendors that were there. I mean, we were ready. It turned out really nicely, so I wanna thank the police department, and the ambulance was there, and the park looked beautiful. Everybody commented on it. So, just wanted to make you all aware of that happening, and again, we have the 3rd one coming up in August. There'll be a polka band. St. Mon Valley Push is the name of it. So if you have a Facebook account, if you would email me, I can send you out the flyers to post, cause that's what we do. Okay, I would like to make a motion. Oh, I wanna make my part, okay, let's see, I did have that. Clean the civic center, picked up garbage and tree limbs throughout the parks, cut the parks and ball fields, and prep city park for the concert in the park, and help the street department as needed. Okay, then I'd like to make a motion to pay Christian J. Wren, sound engineer, for the 2nd Music in the Park concert held on July 20th, 2025, in the amount of $500.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Okay, I have a motion here, and I'd like to maybe change it up a little bit, I'm not sure, cause, I had attended the redevelopment authority meeting last week, and I had written a letter to the bishop asking if they would be willing to donate some money towards the purchase of this tractor, since we cut the lots, and I know that their purpose is community service. And I didn't go in there, I didn't ask for any special amount or anything, so I left that up to them. They know what their budget is, they know what they can afford. And I left that meeting with not a real comprehension of exactly how much they would give us or how much we would have to do in return. So I would like to, and I talked to Mike about this, sort of change the motion a little bit to purchase it. And I had spoken to Linda Matthews, who said we can take that, pay for it out of the parks account, and then if and when you make a contribution, you'll put it into that account to subsidize the payment of that tractor. Does that make sense to everybody?
No.
I'll put down what else.
That's fine.
There's a slight issue,
Okay,
and I'll ask the solicitor again to make sure I'm 100% correct here. Went out, somebody did,
yes,
and procured 3 quotes.
yes,
Okay, the quotes have to be the same, they need to be quoting the exact same thing, am I correct?
yes,
They are.
The same scope?
Yes. I'm sorry?
I believe they are.
the same
No, they're not.
tractor.
One has a warranty, the other
One has a
doesn't.
warranty and the other one doesn't. If you look on the last page, from the one from Arden, they have a 2-year orange warranty protection plan for $1,300 that isn't on the other 2.
Yeah.
So we're not apples to apples, unfortunately.
Good point.
I'm sorry.
Does the lowest bid have the warranty?
Doesn't matter, you're not bidding the exact same thing, you have to bid the exact same thing, apples to apples.
Did you ask for a warranty when you?
No. We can redo it.
I mean, they have to be the same.
Okay.
Am I correct, Counselor?
Yes, and either a new one or if you wanna add the warranty into the other 2 quotes.
Well, I don't know if the warranty's offered by the other
Right.
2, so you couldn't do that.
But it would have to, yes,
Yes,
match the
so
scope.
I'm going to say, unfortunately, I'm 100% behind what you wanna do, Karen, but with what's sitting right now, this doesn't fly.
We'll have it corrected tomorrow then.
Or
and
it won't be
get that
till
out.
next meeting.
Well, the next meeting, yeah.
Which will be at our work session, or do we have to
think we-
wait till
think
the?
Can we add it to our work session?
Well, it's a
On
purchase,
the voting,
so it could be done in the work
Yeah.
work session.
Work session could be a voting session too, I've always argued
Yep,
that point,
that's
it
true.
never
That's
changed.
how we had it set
Okay,
up.
we can get that together.
I'm glad you have eagle eyes. Better to know now than to say oops later.
Yes, Chief Eels.
Is the dealer you're buying the tractor off of, are they co-stars?
They
Yes.
all are.
Yes.
Well,
Okay,
Or-
then.
One, well, let me take you this way, one I know for a fact is CoStarz, the other one, I question whether it's CoStarz.
If they're co-stars, then you don't require 3 bids, and you could just run with that one too.
we have a CoStarz bid, there's definitely that. I think the other one is termed Sourcewell, Councilman. But I can-
Hardman is one, Sourcewell is the other, and I think Murphy's is is it Murphy's? Yes,
Murphy's,
Yeah.
it's Murphy's.
Yeah,
And I do not believe Murphy's is CoStarz.
they are not yet, Councilman. They have an
And-
application in, but they are not.
So you could make a motion to
And
buy one of the
Sourcewell-
others that are co-stars.
Sourcewell does not say anything about CoStarz pricing. So I would say no, none of these are CoStarz. That's the reason, when I talked to Joey, we had to have 3 same bids. Counselor Wright?
Mhm.
Thank you. I don't wanna overstep.
Yes.
Joey will just tell me to shut up and say no. So, they're not co-stars, so we have to do it that way.
Which dealer is co-star?
Actually, the only one I found was CoStarz, didn't carry Kubota. It was the John Deere, and that was Middleton Tractor. They're CoStarz. That's where I got original price from. It was,
Twice
it
the
was the
price.
unit, it was like 22,000. It was a little bit more, but it was a different John Deere tractor versus what this was. They're CoStarz. That's why I went to them to get a price on them. But Yeah, Artman. They're from, Apollo.
Yep.
I could say that there's, with a reasonable doubt, within the next month or two, you're gonna have a new tractor. It's just that I wanna make sure we're doing it the correct way and someone doesn't come back and say, you didn't bid this right, or I didn't know about this particular option and you gave it to someone else.
Well, it's a quote, not a bid, but yeah, we should have apples to apples. I'll take care of that tomorrow with Councilman Cosner and have that to every member.
A motion to table.
Motion to table?
Yeah.
Is there a second? Motion's been made to table, is there a second?
Or,
He seconded it
Tony
already.
did.
Okay,
Oh, Tony did.
okay.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor.
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski.
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes. Anything else?
That is it. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to open the floor for public comment directed to the mayor on any items related to the businesses, ordinances, statutes, or resolutions, or daily work product in the attention of the city of Monessen. You're limited to 3 minutes.
I'm gonna put my 3 minutes too, because I don't trust this people. Okay, is this on or not? Yours is on. That was the second. All right, listen. Life is gonna get very difficult. You guys don't know what the new world order's bringing in. Everything's gonna triple in price by next year, and we cannot have, I think so, on a pledge to get a grant and start spending money as if you got money in the bank. And I keep hearing you keep saying, I think so, I believe so. I don't want that. I wanna know if you know so.
I know that there's no money
This is our
there.
money. This is our money. Now, the big thing is this. Why is the Lions Club worldwide worth over $1 billion? Why do they get a free pass to use our facility? That's what I want to know. You got all kind of favoritism here in this town, and then you hit the little people with more taxes and fees next year. That's baloney. You guys discriminate, and you discriminate among your own little people. You got the same contractors going down there. Now, I got another question.
Told you about that.
Heppo, I got your back on this. Do you think the water pump on State Road owned by the Water Authority, you think that had a big bearing on that sinkhole? Okay, so they're really the ones that are causing the problem?
According to the map that I found at home today, it's an overlay of the city versus the coal mine. And if you trace your street on it, the whole state road is undermined.
I know, but it also puts a lot of water out. There's ice in the winter, so I think that had an impact.
I think the water comes from the mine itself.
Well, did anyone check out the water pump? Can somebody check out the water pump? Or the city's gonna pick up everything?
I don't think it has any bearing on the city, if you ask my opinion, that's my.
Well, I don't know why he's on TV saying that he's gonna take care of it. Who's taking care of it? He made it sound like the city's gonna pick up the tab.
What's that?
Okay, then I got this other problem.
Can I comment about the Lions? Every time that organization is asked for a donation for community projects, they give us the money. Every time, Ernie.
How much money they give us?
Probably
$200-300.
No.
Okay,
Thousands.
show me a piece of paper. I wanna see that written down.
I will tell you that they hand delivered me a $2,000 check.
Okay, that's to you. I'm talking about the city here. I'm talking about these people.
That's part of
We're
the
all
community.
No, that's a separate entity.
Last
You
year,
guys are mixing
$500
apples and oranges.
So I think anybody who gives
All
back.
I know it's a
thousands.
worldwide organization. That's like Musk. Musk will come here, we're gonna give Musk
Ernie,
away.
moving on.
No, wait, I got one more thing.
No, your 3 minutes is
I
up.
wanna know, this is what.
Your
this
3
is
minutes
what
is
your
up.
there was nobody there, it was
There's
all
3
a
minutes
dud. It was all a dud,
There-
that was a
Ernie,
failure when you
Ernie,
did.
sit down,
And that's all we got, we got
Ernie,
4 managers.
Ernie, sit down, hand me your mic, sit down.
You don't build a city.
Ernie,
Ernie.
I'm gonna ask you to stop her or have you removed.
Tell that to, go to the Ravens Club and drink.
Please,
Go to drink there like a bum.
Please
Take him
remove
out.
him.
Take him
Please
out.
remove him.
Oh.
Remove him.
Yeah.
Remove him. Remove him. Ernie, Ernie, Ernie.
Take him out.
Ernie,
Go.
grab your stuff.
Bye, Ernie.
Ernie, you gotta grab your stuff, you gotta go.
Have a good night, Ernie.
You have a good night at the Ravens Club.
I will.
Yeah, I know you do. Drunk.
Ernie, get out.
Ow.
Oh, my goodness.
You got a
Ernie.
drunk telling other people
Ernie.
what to do.
Ernie.
Told you that hair. When you see that hair all messed up, he's gonna be cuckoo.
I'm Bishop William Bass. My address is 1225 Leeds Avenue.
Use this one, it works so much better.
We'll get it done.
After that display, I'm gonna look real good here.
Be nice to us.
Hey, I just want to say thank you first for the mayor and the police chief for sending a patrolman to our police officer to our meeting for a few months. I appreciate that. I also want to say that I'm the chairman of the redevelopment authority, and I'm trying to develop a culture of working together in harmony, that we're a team and that we're not competitors. And so I think that if we're gonna get anything done, then we're gonna have to do that as a team. And so the redevelopment authority is part of the team of the city of Monessen. And so we received your letter asking for a donation for the tractor, and I answered that letter. I sent it to the mayor, but I have copies if you wanna see it. And the redevelopment authority decided there were some issues that had to be sorted out in insurance and also cutting the grass on the lots. It is my hope and wish that after we talk and work all this out, that we can donate at least $10,000 to this tractor, and even if hopefully more. Our concern is that we have this insurance bill coming. Our cash stream is strictly the lots that we sell, and that's hit or miss. We sell a lot here or there. We never know how to plan because we don't know how many lots we will sell. But we're working on it. We're working with the mayor and hopefully with council, and we'll come to some conclusion on this so that we can make a contribution. I see our role too as working with the city, and I see that if we help purchase this tractor, we're really helping the city. And so it don't just have to be land and buildings, it could also be equipment. And so I just want to say thank you for sending us the letter request, and we're gonna do something with that. That's all I wanted to say. And I know that sounds better. I'm glad he talked, because now he's making me real attractive with my talk. Thank you so very much.
No,
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to say that with Ernie saying what he said about the Lions Club, I will tell you, these probably one of the biggest bunch of residents that we have that really put forward time to raise money for different events, and they're very good to the fire department. I know they're very good to the police department, and his comments were way out of line.
Thanks, Bill.
Anybody
Thank
else?
you, Chief. Mayor, motion to adjourn tonight's meeting at 8:09 PM.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The meeting is terminated.